Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins are heading into Thursday night football, facing one of the toughest scenarios imaginable. After a rocky start to the season, Miami finds itself sitting at 0-2, staring down the barrel of a must-win game against one of the AFC's most formidable teams, the Buffalo Bills. For head coach Mike McDaniel, the pressure is already mounting. Every loss magnifies scrutiny, and every decision comes under a microscope. This is the kind of matchup that can define a season, and the Dolphins know it. It's not just about the scoreboard anymore. It's about proving resilience, chemistry, and identity early in a season where every game counts. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the pressure couldn't be more palpable. Yet, amid all of this tension, there is a sliver of hope, a potential spark that could help the Dolphins find a way to keep their season alive. That hope comes in the form of one of their brightest offensive weapons, wide receiver Jalen Waddle. Waddle, who is listed as questionable with a shoulder injury, represents a major factor in Miami's offensive game plan. According to ESPN's Marcel Louis-Jacques, the injury has been a concern since Week 1, when Waddle sustained the shoulder issue during the season opener against the Indianapolis Colts. It was a concerning injury for Dolphins fans who rely on his explosive speed, precise route running, and ability to make defenders miss in open space. There was uncertainty about whether he could even take the field in Week 2 against the New England Patriots, but Waddle defied expectations. He suited up, lined up on the field, and contributed meaningfully, hauling in 5 receptions for 68 yards and even finding the end zone for a touchdown. His presence, even at less than 100%, provides Miami with a critical offensive dimension, one that will be put to the test against a Bills defense that is fast, physical, and opportunistic. His questionable status adds a layer of drama to an already high-pressure matchup. If he plays, it gives Miami a chance to stretch the field and potentially exploit the gaps left by a Bills defense that has historically struggled against dynamic wideouts. But while there is hope in Waddle's potential availability, there is also a sense of frustration for Dolphins fans as the injury bug continues to take its toll on the roster. Veteran tight end Darren Waller has been ruled out for Thursday night due to a hip injury, removing another significant offensive weapon from Miami's game plan. Waller, known for his ability to create mismatches and make tough catches in traffic, will be sorely missed against a Bills defense that loves to pressure the quarterback and disrupt timing routes. And it doesn't stop there. Miami will also be without cornerback Storm Duck, who is sidelined with an ankle injury, and safety Ifeatu Melifonwu, dealing with a calf issue. These absences expose Miami's secondary, which has already been a point of vulnerability, particularly against elite quarterbacks like Josh Allen. Allen, a dual-threat quarterback with a powerful arm and the ability to extend plays with his legs, will likely test the limits of a Dolphins secondary that is thin, inexperienced, and facing adversity on multiple fronts. The matchup is a nightmare scenario, an offensive star possibly limited, a key tight end out, and a secondary that must withstand the pressure of a quarterback who can hurt them in multiple ways. Despite these challenges, Mike McDaniel has attempted to frame the situation as a manageable, even beneficial, scenario. In interviews ahead of the game, McDaniel suggested that there is a silver lining to facing the Bills on a short week. "Your focus is super clear and pretty obvious," McDaniel said. "After a loss, it can be a blessing because you have no time to think about anything else. The team understands that every moment you think about anything but the opponent will serve you in the worst way. It's important guys are solely focused on the Bills." While McDaniel's comments are more about the psychological benefits of preparing on a short week than the matchup itself, the sentiment remains important. After 2 early losses, the Dolphins need mental clarity, focus, and the ability to eliminate distractions. They cannot afford to dwell on mistakes from previous weeks or get caught up in the noise surrounding the season's disappointing start. The idea of a blessing in disguise may resonate more than ever as Miami attempts to recalibrate and execute a game plan that can withstand the physical and mental challenges of facing a Bills team that is hungry, motivated, and confident. For the Dolphins, this game is not just a test of skill, it is a test of identity. Can they execute under pressure? Can they adapt to missing personnel? Can they rely on their stars to carry them when the margin for error is razor thin? These questions will define the narrative of Thursday night's showdown. Waddle's status alone could shape the story. If he is able to take the field and perform at even a near full capacity, it might inject the offense with the spark it desperately needs. If he is unable to play or limited significantly, Miami will have to turn to other options: less experienced wide receivers, alternative route combinations, and creative play calling, to try to neutralize a Bills defense that is as opportunistic as it is physical. The absence of Waller compounds this issue, forcing quarterbacks and coordinators to make adjustments on the fly and rely on timing and chemistry in a game where every second counts. From a strategic perspective, the Dolphins are walking a tightrope. They must balance aggression with caution, knowing that turnovers or missed assignments against a team like Buffalo are often magnified into game-changing plays. Josh Allen is a quarterback who thrives on taking advantage of mistakes, exploiting mismatches, and making defenders pay for even the smallest lapse in concentration. Miami's secondary will be tested at every turn, both in coverage and in communication. With Duck and Melifonwu sidelined, the onus falls heavily on other corners and safeties to step up, fill gaps, and maintain discipline against one of the league's most explosive passing attacks. Every snap will feel amplified, and the margin for error will be minimal. Offensively, the Dolphins must also generate rhythm quickly. Quarterback decision-making, timing routes, and utilization of Waddle and other receivers will be essential. Mike McDaniel's ability to adapt, adjust play calling, and inject creativity into a game plan that is missing a key tight end will be critical to success. It's a scenario that demands both mental acuity and flexibility, and it's the kind of challenge that can either galvanize a team or expose weaknesses in a very public way. The pressure is unrelenting, but sometimes, as McDaniel notes, that kind of pressure can force focus, clarity, and execution. Miami's ability to embrace that mindset may be the difference between a crucial victory and another demoralizing loss. As Thursday night approaches, all eyes will be on how the Dolphins respond. Can they overcome injuries, pressure, and the daunting challenge of facing a top-tier team on a short week? Or will the Bills exploit their weaknesses, reinforcing the narrative of a season that has started poorly and failed to find traction? The storyline is rich with drama, uncertainty, and high stakes. It's a classic NFL narrative: underdog, adversity, star players' health, and a desperate need for redemption, all colliding on primetime television. Dolphins fans are hoping that Waddle can play, that adjustments on offense and defense hold, and that the team can finally secure a win that could breathe life into a season teetering on the edge of disappointment. The kickoff is set for 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and for Miami, the game represents more than just a Thursday night contest. It's an early litmus test for resilience, strategy, and heart. It's about proving to themselves, the fans, and the league that they can compete against one of the AFC's best, even under challenging circumstances. And while the situation may look grim, there is always the potential for a breakthrough moment, an electrifying play, a strategic adjustment, or an individual performance that shifts the momentum in Miami's favor. That is the beauty of football. No matter how dire the scenario, the game is always played on the field, not on paper. And for the Dolphins, Thursday night is the moment to prove that they belong in the conversation, that they can rise to the challenge, and that even a 0-2 start does not define who they are or what they can achieve. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? Hold on to your seats, folks, because the NFL rumor mill just exploded with a story that nobody saw coming. Dalvin Cook, yes, the star running back who's lit up defenses and left defenders spinning across the field, has apparently touched down in Miami today, and sources say he's here to finalize a one-year deal with the Dolphins. Now, before you brush this off as another wait-and-see story, the buzz is so thick you can almost hear the surf crashing on Miami Beach and the chatter from the stadium concourses all at once. Imagine the scene: Dalvin Cook stepping off a plane, suitcase in hand, sunglasses on, the sun bouncing off his face, and every reporter and camera crew scrambling to capture the moment. It's the kind of Hollywood-level arrival that screams, something big is about to happen. The whispers have been building for days, with insiders dropping hints about potential moves, but now it seems like everything has accelerated overnight. Cook's journey to Miami isn't just a casual visit. Multiple sources close to the situation suggest this is the final step before a contract gets signed. People who've been tracking team movements, free agent discussions, and locker room chemistry all across the league are saying this isn't just another offseason rumor. It's the kind of seismic shift that could redefine the Dolphins' offensive strategy for the upcoming season. And the timing couldn't be more intriguing. Miami has been aggressively maneuvering in the market, looking to fortify their roster after a season that had flashes of brilliance but left fans craving consistency. Adding Dalvin Cook, even on a one-year deal, signals an intent not just to compete, but to dominate, and the speculation swirling around town is wild. Some analysts are pointing out that Cook's presence could immediately elevate Miami's ground game, pairing him with an already talented receiving core and a quarterback eager for a dynamic backfield. The idea is tantalizing. Cook slicing through defenses, exploiting gaps created by the Dolphins' offensive line, turning routine plays into highlight reel moments that get replayed on every sports network. The social media response alone is telling. Hashtags are trending, fan pages are buzzing, and even casual observers are jumping into debates about what this move could mean. Dalvin in Miami? Could this finally be the year the Dolphins make serious playoff noise? Reads one comment that perfectly captures the mix of excitement and speculation. Of course, there's always the counter-narrative. Some voices in the rumor landscape are cautious, pointing to potential risks. Cook has faced injuries in past seasons, and a one-year deal, while lucrative, also suggests a level of caution from the Dolphins' front office. Are they hedging their bets? Is this a short-term experiment to see if Cook can return to his peak form before committing long-term? The tension between the thrill of the signing and the strategic caution is what makes this story so addictive. Fans are theorizing endlessly. What will the offensive schemes look like? Will this change the quarterback's approach? Can Miami finally turn into a ground-and-pound powerhouse capable of sustaining playoff runs? Every tweet, every insider tip, every snippet from league sources seems to fan the flames even higher. Meanwhile, the atmosphere in Miami is electric. Stadium insiders and local beat reporters are describing an almost cinematic scenario. Police escorts, security crews coordinating with airport staff, and journalists vying for the first images of Cook walking onto Miami soil. It's the kind of scene that makes you feel like you're witnessing history in the making. And the ripple effect is already being felt across the league. Other teams, particularly those competing in the AFC East, are reportedly taking notice. Can the Patriots or the Bills match this level of intensity in free agency? Or are they caught off guard, scrambling to adjust to a sudden power shift in the division? Rumors are flying that even locker room morale in other teams is being impacted just by the thought of Cook donning the aqua and orange. Insiders are also hinting at more than just the on-field implications. Dalvin Cook's presence in Miami isn't just about yards and touchdowns. It's a marketing bonanza. Merchandise sales, fan engagement, social media followings, and ticket demand are all poised to spike. It's the kind of off-the-field buzz that makes team owners grin and the kind of story that feeds sports media cycles for weeks. Imagine fans lining up outside Hard Rock Stadium, jerseys in hand, waiting for a glimpse of a player who's already carved out a legacy elsewhere, but is now bringing his talent and star power to South Florida. It's more than a contract. It's a narrative, a spectacle, and the kind of rumor that transitions into the official headlines almost overnight. And while nothing has been officially confirmed yet, every piece of the puzzle suggests that Miami and Dalvin Cook are on the verge of making it official. The buzz in local restaurants, on sports radio, and across NFL forums is palpable, with speculation running wild over contract details, potential role in the offense, and how the Dolphins plan to integrate him alongside their existing playmakers. Some are even predicting immediate lineup changes, shifts in play calling, and strategic tweaks that could have ripple effects far beyond just the backfield. The story feels alive, evolving by the hour, with insiders dropping hints, reporters digging for confirmation, and fans crafting their own narratives about what this could mean for the season. What makes this all the more exciting, and, frankly, electric, is the way it encapsulates the unpredictability of the NFL. 1 minute, a player's status seems stable, and the next, we have a star landing in a new city, bringing with him the possibility of redefining a team's trajectory in a single offseason. Dalvin Cook in Miami is more than just a headline. It's a living, breathing rumor that has already captured imaginations and is likely to dominate sports chatter until it's officially finalized. And even after that, the debates, the analyses, the predictions, and the highlight reels will continue to roll for months, keeping fans on edge and the rumor mill in overdrive. So buckle up, Dolphins fans, because if this pans out, today could mark the beginning of a thrilling chapter in the franchise's history. Dalvin Cook in Miami for a one-year deal isn't just a roster update. It's a story, a spectacle, a social media storm, and a reason for every fan in the city to feel like they're witnessing something monumental. As the hours tick by, the confirmation may arrive at any moment, and when it does, expect every sports commentator, podcast, and social media thread to explode with reactions. For now, though, the rumor lives, and it's a juicy one. Dalvin Cook has landed in Miami, and the Dolphins' backfield, and perhaps their entire season, is about to look very, very different. The excitement is real, the speculation is rampant, and the story is far from over. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.